Hey guys, this is Wandering Veteran, and welcome back. So I have a fan mailbox opened. I'm just waiting for some people to get on here, and I will start talking. So let's see here. That is strange. There's literally zero watching. Okay. Um. Okay. There we go. We got some people watching now. It was kind of awkward, JW. Literally no one was watching. It's kind of odd. So how you doing, JW? Let's see, get that down a little bit. I think it really just needs to come in closer. That's what it needs to do. It's just too far out. Higher. Okay. It's just way too far. That's what it is. Alright, yeah. Doing good. Just got back into town. Awesome. What were you up to? How are you? I'm doing pretty well. So I've got like a Camellia sinensis, which is a tea plant, right on my porch. I've got I got a bunch of stuff for like fermentation videos. I know the video is way too far. I don't know why it's so far zoomed out. It doesn't seem right. It's just like so distant. Let's try that. Might lower the quality slightly, but not be nearly as awkwardly off. Right. Hey, how you doing, Lori Jean? Just stop by. Okay. Alright, well, take care. So guys, I have actually a fan mailbox open now, so you can actually send something if you want. The address is public. It's right in the description below. So if you want to send anything, or and I won't be able to send anything back if it's like letters or something. I'm not sure yet, or I'll definitely be like addressing them. I'm just gonna make a few. Whoa, it's really far over. Hold on. Okay. So, yeah, so I'm going to just have a few rules on it. Basically, I have to know who it's coming from. I don't have to know what it is necessarily, but I have to know who it's coming from, and Yeah, I guess that's the main thing. I have to actually know who it's coming from, just for, just to be safe. I don't want, like, anyone can send me mail. I just need to have them have, like, I need, like, a return address and stuff. And also, if it's food, it has to be properly sealed, like original seal. Um, if you need an exception of having the original seal not on there, I would need to know in advance, or else I'm not going to try something that's like, if you have like a bag of marshmallows, I don't know why you'd send those, but if you sent a bag of marshmallows and it's like has a tear in it, I can't say it's safe. It's just for me, especially when I have tons of people sending potentially. I just need to know. It's just basic common sense, guys. Just write who it's from, and have it properly sealed if it's food. If it's not food and it's like, say, I don't know, a cup, and it's, I don't know, scratched or something, that's fine. It doesn't have to be original or whatever thing, I don't know. Or a letter doesn't have to be in good condition. I'm just talking about food, just food safety, just common sense, guys. You know. Vintage combat ration. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Like, I get what that is, but I mean, it can be old. That's not my concern. I'm just mean, like, I'm not worried about that part of food safety. What I'm talking about is that it's opened. I mean, if it's from a very specific person, I can pretty well verify that it's not been tampered with. Let's say, like, it's a vintage combat ration and it's opened, like the original, like let's say the seal of the original bag. That may be fine as long as the components are still sealed. Um, I guess would be the point on that. Um, but I mean, if it's something that's not really meant to be eaten, that's a different story. Like a lot of vintage stuff. If you're talking like 1990, I'm not probably gonna eat that unless it's a very specific item that I has a um, low issue rate, like salt, something that should be safe. Um, taking in context of the components, because salt isn't necessarily safe just because salt is generally safe. Because if the bag was wet or something, then obviously the salt is no longer safe if it's been moist for like a year or something. You know, yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys. But I was hoping I'd get some more people. It doesn't look like that's gonna be the case. Okay. So I guess it's I'm not sure who the second person is, but it's just JW. As far as speaking, how you doing, Luke? Finally got that mail situation figured out. Yeah, and if you look in the description, I have fan mail right there. I put it right in the description, so don't worry. And you don't have to ask for it. It's right there. If you wanted to send anything by chance, just yeah. Whoever wants to send, there's no need to send or not. You know. And it could be other things like I don't know, whatever creative minds make, as long as it's appropriate. I'm not going to accept strange items, or opened food, some weird. And so that's why I'm saying I just need to know who it's from. That's who it's from, and that it's not something weird. I don't need to necessarily know what it is, Just, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Right on, Luke. And so, I won't be going frequently at first to this to the mailbox, just for reference. So if you send me something, for example, uh, on a Tuesday, don't expect that I'm gonna see it like. I mean, I'm sorry. If I receive something on a Tuesday, don't expect that I will get it in the first few days. I might just be checking once a week, in bulk. Um, so let's see. I mean, especially if I, for example, only think I got one item that week, I'm not going to necessarily make the trip. For right now, it's not the easiest thing for me to make the trip right now. It's one come October, I should be able to, or yeah, October I should be able to readily go maybe twice a week. But at the current or whatever time they have, I just don't think there's gonna be enough letters and such for me to warrant it going twice a week. So. I mean, if it's obviously if it's certain food items obviously need to be picked up quite speedily. Speedily. Eh, sounds like a cool word, so I'm gonna use it. Jefferson, how you doing, Nunez? So anyway, also guys, I have been working on some getting a few more items for the kitchen. It's not quite really ready yet. Even for me, it's barely ready. Um, I've been getting a bunch of items though. I mean, not a bunch, but so I have like some seeds for growing some of my own plants for like basil, parsley, that kind of stuff. I want to grow as much as I can of food at home. Um, Also, I have, let's see, I have a bunch of jars for fermentation stuff coming. Like just tons of all kinds of shapes. I got the swing top bottles, the pint. I think I'll have like, I'm not exactly sure what size, but it'll be something about a pint. I'll have probably like 15 of those, and I'll have like 4 gallon jugs as well. So, or jars rather, not jugs. So as far as like containers, I should be good. I got the cane sugar. Like you gotta. I think for the sugar, a lot of people really say online that the sugar you use for fermentation. Yes, you could get away with maybe using like cheap cane sugar and stuff, but just get the real organic good stuff. And like it's not, if you get in bulk, that's what I've been doing with a lot of food. If you get in bulk, it makes it a lot more affordable. You just gotta store things properly, and you know and you can have bulk. Like I have a 50 pound bag of rice. I have like a 10 pound bag of or maybe I think a 15 pound bag, I want to say, of pinto beans, stuff like that. Certain foods you can keep a long time as long as it's stored decently. So, how you doing, Ben Ritty, YT? Ben Ritt YT. So, what are you guys up to as well? Let's see here, what else? So, I also might. I've been thinking, like, guys, I might make it. I'm gonna be making more soda videos. Those are popular, and I have some really good ideas. And yeah, so I have another new Coke video I'm gonna make. Because I have there's a couple more points I wanted to make. So I'm gonna get some more sodas on that to explain it, to go more in depth, because I did a little more research on it, and checked a little more ideas. So I'm gonna further elaborate on the new Coke, because it is a really big deal. As far as the cola industry goes, it's kind of big news. Where I mean, if you look in the 1980s, they've actually had news announcements about the colas, because they're like, Well, this is a major industry in U.S. The sodas. So I mean, we're talking billions of dollars here. So when it comes to soda industries, it's not something like, oh, it's like, oh, a few $1 million of the economy. No, it's like it's actual portion of the economy, and a lot of people, like it or not, a lot of people drink soda daily. So it is a big facet of life. It's a regular, like, staple food for many is soda. A lot of people drink it. Twice a day, or once a week or something. Almost all Americans, I think, drink soda. On a semi-regular or regular basis. Let's see here. Break and work. Hey guys, I'm gonna check on. You want to see some? I'm working on some beans here. Let me see. Let's go check on those. Guys, I'm still here. Don't worry. You're safe. All right. This is frijoles charros. So it's charro beans, like Mexican style. So it's just it's got like some like meat and stuff in it. The main ingredient is pinto beans. So I made a whole pound of the beans, which is about 2 cups of pinto beans. So there you go. Been working on this for a while. Today, so it's really good. I actually decided to, because of what I had, I actually used turkey instead of like bacon, which is I believe the most common meat for this. So, but it was turkey, but it was flavored. So it's really good stuff. Yeah, I think it's ready. I'm going to cover it up and just turn it off. It's a little liquidy, I think, but it's all right. I'm actually going to home make tortillas today, so I have like flour and stuff. Let's see here. This is for tamales. Here we go. So yeah, guys, my kitchen is not done yet. I have a lot more stuff to get, but here's some flour. Natural white premium all-purpose flour. So it's not the most common flour for it, but that's the flour I have right now, and it should be fine. One interesting thing I was learning about flour, a lot of people say never mix flours. Like, even if you have like a cheap flour and you want to mix it with like a really high quality flour, still don't do it. Like, it's gonna turn out worse than just using the cheap flour. Apparently, that's a thing I was hearing. I need to check more into that. It's just kind of interesting thing. I don't really mix flours in the first place, but I was just hearing about that. So let's take it back. thought it was Friday. You ruined my day. Yeah. So the drink I have here is just hot chocolate. I just added milk and stuff. Let's see here. One break, yeah. It's awesome though, Eileen. So let's see here. I guess I'm gonna just keep this to an hour. It looks like. All right, cool. So I think I just been on. So let's. I think I'm gonna end this at 5, guys. Just so you know, which is about 40 minutes from now. Don't worry, that's still a lot of time. And also, I have some videos. I'm going to be making a different type of kombucha as well. It's called Jun kombucha. I believe Jun sounds like a Korean word. I believe it is Korean style. Just by the sound of the word. I haven't checked. I haven't done all my research yet on the video, but basically it's green tea kombucha with honey instead of sugar. So of course, honey has natural sugar, but I haven't really seen June around, but it sounds really good, and yeah, I'm pretty excited to have that. I won't be able to really compare it with something store bought because I don't even see it around. I actually looked at 2 grocery stores today. Yesterday, to see if I can find June. I think I would have to check a Korean grocery store or something. I do have to check also, of course, what specific origin is that as well. And then maybe if I go to the grocery store that carries a lot of products of said country, then maybe I can see some June kombucha. See if I can pull it up right here. Okay, originated in northern China and Tibet. Okay. It sounds like between Tibet and China have a claim somewhere around there. Accordingly to the first thing that popped up. So, very well. It does look like it's still from China. I'll be doing more research on that. How you doing, Eric Chan? Eddie Chan? How you doing, Smitty? Oh, I missed the fan mail. Hello from Canada. Yeah, so guys who are just coming on, I'm just gonna kind of repeat the rundown of how the fan mail is gonna work. I need to know who it's coming from. If you're sending food, it has to be original seal, unopened, just for safety. If there's an exception for a logical reason why it's opened already of some sort and a specific reason, you don't have to tell me what you're sending. I just basic common sense, like if I were to send you a chocolate bar, would you like the packet to be ripped open? I don't think so. It'd be kind of weird. So yeah, just common sense basically, and I just need to know who it's from as well. Just in case there's any issues, and I don't want to get any weird stuff. So go ahead and tell me you're sending something would probably be the best way. If you just say, "Hey, I'm sending you a package," then I know to expect it, and then there's no "Oh, who's this from?" I don't know what this is. I don't have to know what it is. Like I said, just and if you want to make a surprise, it's fine. I'm not saying you have to. Just if you are gonna send something, I'm not looking for any weird stuff, and if you do send me something weird, it's not going to end up on channel anyway, so you're just wasting your money. So Worth it? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm worried about. That someone might actually find it worth it anyway. Last 7 kills. How you doing? Awesome to see you. So guys, if you're wondering how do I send a letter, there's a thing called the description box. It's below and it has the mailbox. I made it really simple on this description because normally I have a real long description, but I wanted to keep it to the point. That's the fan mailbox. There's nothing else down there to distract you. So that's the focus of the chat. So I'm just keeping the chat simple and to the point. That's the box. Just send to that address, and it's in Oregon. Yeah, so now you know. And so I'm probably going to check the box just once a week. So if it's something like urgently perishable you're sending, please tell me ahead. Or yeah, please tell me ahead. If it's something that I don't know, like a live plant for some reason or something. I don't know. Yeah, I would like to know ahead. I mean, I don't think someone would be sending a live plant, but just I don't know. That's yeah. Again, I need to know who it's from, and for food to be original and sealed. Original sealed. Sorry, original and sealed bagging. So if you you're sending a Hershey's chocolate bar, I would like to see a Hershey's wrapper, not a Ziploc. So common sense in general, or else I'm not going to open it, and it's just going to sit there. Sending a live plant. Yeah. Yeah, so I plan to only check once a week for the current time. If I start getting a lot of mail later on, then I might start checking a couple, like twice a week later on in October. It's not going to happen in September, so I mean, I guess I'm going to try to aim for checking on Fridays is my what's in my mind. So to check Fridays, so I would not be checking tomorrow because it just opened it, and I don't think anyone's overnighting something to me. So I think I'll try to make my first check on Friday, and then maybe I could do a fan mail opening on. Now don't think that if you try to put something weird in there, it's gonna get on the live, but I might make it a live thing, or I might not. But if I do, I'm gonna pre-inspect the box, so don't think you're gonna send me something weird. I'm gonna open it and look through it, first. So if I even do it on live, I probably won't. Most likely, but we'll see. But I might. I mean, it makes sense. But I'll probably put all the fan mail in like one video, like Friday fan mail video, and like post it on in the evening. So maybe that's kind of like an idea, or for Saturday, fan mail opening. Yeah, I think actually now that I think about it, live is not the best route for me. So it's gonna be edited, guys. Let's yeah, just to avoid any issues. Yeah, wandering veteran is fine. I've already made it known to them about the potential names that it could come as. I think any like wandering is fine. Wandering veteran. I don't even think veteran's necessary, but just wandering is probably good. But it has if you see it says number 256, so they should know who it is. But at the same time, just to be careful, definitely put the name on there just so there's no confusion Because if it looks like you wrote 258 or something, um, then there's no issue. Boa noite a todos amigos. Hola, boa noite, Wesley. That's actually Portuguese, guys. A todos, and so it's hello, good night to all my friends. So I understand Portuguese. I don't speak Portuguese, but it's knowing Spanish and having learned basic Portuguese. It's pretty easy. As is Romanian or Italian. I don't speak them, but I can generically understand them. Maybe not songs. Songs I actually found out is songs is a lot more difficult because you have a lot of slang and so forth and fast pace. So for Spanish songs, okay, but like when it comes to like maybe Portuguese or something, yeah, probably won't understand. I have to learn. I'm still not fluent in Spanish. I haven't been studying for a year now, but I've been trying to pretty well maintain it. I'm going to do classes again because I wanna finish. It's called C2, so it's like a DELE is like a DELE. It's a program for learning Spanish. Like a testing system rather. I believe it's the largest and most is most used and most accepted Spanish language testing as well. It's used for many a language. And I believe they test based on Argentina, Mexico, and España. So Spain, Mexico, and Argentina, I believe dialects, or Argentinian rather, dialects. So I do plan to pass that in a couple of years. I just have to get back into studying. I think I need to do 3 months of private to be able to maybe now with having not studied lately, maybe 4 months of private or something like that. We'll see. I'm not really sure. Kind of depends. It's hard to say exactly how long it would take to get to the level, But generically, it would take at least at the very very minimum I could imagine is 2 months. I think 2 months might be possible. It could be possible. So like 2 to 6 months. I haven't really checked the exact what I need to know, but C2 is basically saying like you're truly fluent because like C1 is considered fluent. That's advanced. Now C2 is like you should be able to like pretty much own a business. Talk science stuff, all this kind of real technical things that even like someone who was probably born in U.S. and has like Spanish speaking parents very likely can't pass that level. Though most natives who have maybe college degrees should be able to pass that generically. It's somewhere around there, like a college level. Like if you were actually of that country, you should be able to speak on that type of level once you get to C2. And really, I do believe actually, now I think about it, it shouldn't take more than 3 months if I were to do that. That should be like the max actually, because I would have to review, I think, B1 and B2 intermediate. I think I'd have to review the entire thing. Maybe for a solid month, I would have to do to get to. Well, plus I was 2 weeks away from C1, so maybe 5 weeks to get to advanced, something like that. 4 weeks to get to advanced, and then I think C1 is a month, and then C2 is kind of like hard to say how long it'll take, because that's also a matter of like being truly fluent, not just knowing the book. So yeah. Okay. Let me go back to the comments here. 4 different canned foods. Sounds awesome, Luke. Thank you. Let's see here. I have having trouble scrolling up. Okay, here we go. Let me see here. Just your name, yeah. Just like as I said, just reiterating on the wandering veteran. You can send wandering veteran or wandering. Actually, now that I think about it, because there's no reason why I shouldn't use the same mailbox for all three of my channels. So yes, if you could say wandering veteran, if you're sending me anything related to vending or tea though, like think of the respective channel. If you're sending me a tea product, write wandering tea apprentice so that it's nice and clear, and I'll know what channel, and yeah, and they know when they see wandering it's to me. But then the tea apprentice vending, or I'll know exactly like how to categorize it. So there you go. If you put the ending that tells me, if you don't have to put apprentice, you just wandering tea or tea apprentice, however you want to write that. Yeah, so now I think about that. There you go. Speak a little Spanish. I know you do. Eddie, you were telling me about that. Something about your parent is from Puerto Rico or something like that. So that's awesome. Let's see here. I actually myself, aka Fabe, I've actually taken French, Spanish, German, Japanese classes like in actual schooling. So French, German, um, Japanese. Now Spanish I didn't do through like school. Oh, actually yes, I did that from school as well, a little bit. So yeah. Actually I have, and then I did private lessons like yeah. But that was the bulk of how I learned my Spanish, was from actually private lessons from this one specific teacher I had. It was amazing, amazing teacher. She really knew her stuff. Decades of experience actually. Um, and so she was awesome. Yeah, she cared about her job. I'm Puerto Rican. Yeah. Okay. School made us choose one. Yeah. It's common for like middle school, or I mean, sorry, for high school. It's very common to be required to take one or two. Well, I think 2 years. 2 years is what it is. 2 years of a foreign language. Um, I would say probably coming from a Western perspective, I would think. Now, if it's in Europe, and like say you're in a country where you could really use a very specific language for actual practical use, like say you're on the French border of Germany, you're in the part closest to France from Germany, then maybe like French would be an obvious choice. But in general, I would say from a Western country, I would say the one you're actually going to be using that's going to be practical to you is going to be Latin. I don't think there's anything better. Now it's not direct use, but the thing is that when people take 2 years of a foreign language in high school, I've noticed that just about nobody remembers much of any of it past like 5 years. I think they're good for a couple of years, maybe 2 3 years. But I've talked to tons of people who've even taken Spanish in college. Like they actually took like 5 Spanish classes, and honestly, their Spanish is not advanced, and they've taken like 5 classes in it. It's not advanced at all. Um, it just doesn't stick with them. They have no practical use for it a lot of times. Like they're like, oh, this is cool, or I want to take a Spanish language class, and because I can, it just doesn't work. Really, and a lot of colleges want you to do like two classes in foreign language, but I mean it's good for you, but generally you're not going to remember the actual language if you're not actually using it. So taking private in person in a foreign country where that language is actually spoken, I don't think there's really a better way, because it takes you outside of your comfort zone. It kind of takes you to somewhere where you know the focus of you being in that spot is to learn the language, and you're having a constant connection. A lot of times, best in countries where, say, like if you're learning Spanish, don't go to a touristic part where tons of people speak English. If that's the case, then you're not going to, you're not going to get fully immersed. Maybe, like if you do it in a country, where, or part of a country where, people don't even like speaking English. Like that might be a good thing. Force you to speak the language, and like because they don't even want to speak English, something like that. I think that's the best way. It doesn't have to be Spanish. Just put in whatever language. Chinese, whatever it is. Chinese is kind of a different story. Where you're in China, most people probably aren't going to speak English. It shouldn't generally be a worry. Hong Kong is a little different, but even still, it's yeah. And of course, the dialect is a good bit different nowadays in Hong Kong versus mainland China, or however you want to call it. Is it a separate country or not? That's it's an opinion for the prospective person, but yeah. Let's see here. Top Spanish student for all 3 years. Okay, that's awesome. I cannot speak it at all anymore. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Smitty. It's doesn't work. It really doesn't work to teach in school because you're not using it. If you want to be able to actually let that Spanish work, you need to have a friend maybe who's actually speaks Spanish with their actual family, not it's preferably actually from the country, not learning from the parents, because a lot of times their level might be intermediate or like low advanced as opposed to actually being advanced in it. Like solid foundation. So if they had actual classes, in their home country, and they say they moved into your country when they were 13, then they have a solid foundation, you know. Whereas someone like, yeah, they learn from their parents. Not that it's always the case, but generally a lot of times it's just they're not advanced, and in a way where they're going to be properly able to correct you, and or and so on, see here. Check the live feed. Okay, cool. We're good. Yeah. So just be careful who how you practice it, because like once you do whatever level of a language you get to, find a way to keep that maintained. Like I do with Spanish, I talk to people in Spanish. I made a video in Spanish. I don't want to lose my Spanish. I have lost some of it, but I feel like I've only dropped from like high intermediate to, I think I'm low intermediate now. Don't feel like I've at all gone down to basic. So I definitely feel like I can hold a solid conversation, just not as good as I could have a year ago. So, but I don't feel like I'm that far behind. Like I think a good solid maybe well, to get back to where I was, like I said, to get to advance maybe 3 weeks, but to get back to where I was, I think I need a solid maybe 10 days of classes, private. I think I could get back to exactly where it was, somewhere around there. Bienvenue. Only offer French, Spanish, or German. Yeah, that's unfortunate too that they only offer those classes, because I would like to see Latin more, as well as Japanese and Chinese are also very valuable to study. However, like I said, the chance of you actually using that Spanish is the Chinese is very low, whereas Japanese, a lot of people actually do find they can actually use Japanese, because a lot of people get sucked into the anime culture and such. Whereas the Chinese, I don't see that people have who would have taken Chinese would have ended up using that long term. So, not that it's not valuable. I think it's very valuable language to learn. It's just what are the real people actually doing with it, and I don't think oftentimes that actually ends up being something that they maintain. Whereas the language, like Spanish, I think is one of the safest ones to choose because it's one of the, it's I believe the third biggest language per speakers, because I think first is, I think it's Chinese, then English, then Spanish, or is it English and Chinese, whichever one, because but Chinese is a doesn't really count as the biggest, and what I mean by that is that regardless, it's still very regional. So whereas English is more worldwide, so I would say English, Spanish, Chinese, as far as maybe orders of things to learn. I mean, just generically from everything I've seen. Let's see here. Let's go back into it. I don't know how much that everybody uses. Means welcome, but the French don't use it like that. Peace out. Take care, Luke North. Good night. All right. Hey, how you doing? Everything spicy. So I was just saying. Let me see here. I'm gonna read AK Fabe's comments, and then I'll get right back to you. Wish I knew Japanese, but I'm not very good at languages and not sure where to learn it. Good night, Luke. I think it's Chinese, English, and Hindu that are the biggest spoken. Hindi, I think you mean by, not Hindu. Hindi is an Indian language. Hindu is the religion. Anyway, so yeah, but Hindi would still fall in that same category if it is still bigger. It would still fall in that category of being very regional, whereas you're typically not going to be able to use it. So in reality, I think it would still go English than Spanish in actual reality of usability worldwide. Because if you want to speak Hindi, unless you're at a very specific types of things like an Indian grocery store or something, or with an actual Indian person, 99% of the time you're not going to be able to speak Hindi. Same for Chinese, Chinese restaurant or something like that. Then maybe you'll be able to actually speak it. Of course, there's online. Of course, you can watch Chinese cartoon, whatever you want. It's obviously, but as far as in real practical world use, it's actually going to keep you maintained. It's hard to do that and to use it worldwide. I mean, there is becoming a lot of pockets of Chinese language, Chinatowns and so on. So there's an opportunity for a lot of people that there isn't with certain other languages, but in general, it's just not worldwide use. Indian, yeah. So yeah, everything's spicy. Basically, I was just making some foundation of how my fan mail is gonna work. Essentially, if it's food or food related products, or yeah, if it's things like, I don't know, spices or like, I don't know, something like that. It has to be an original like manufacturer type seal. Unless there's a really good reason, and you have to give me that reason. Like if it's someone I know personally or something, yeah, I might make an exception. If they tell me they're sending me something, and I'm gonna ask them like, hey, send this, and then I'm gonna just like just basic common sense. I'm just making sure the food's safe. If it's anything else, I'm not. If you send me something weird, I'm not gonna review it. So don't even. I mean, if it's like weird, just like funny weird, that's different. But I mean, if it's like something like legitimately awkward or something, I'm not gonna put it on camera. So you're just wasting your money. Probably just gonna get tossed out or something. So, because I'm just doing this, for fan mail and stuff is just positive, thing. So yeah, I'm just making it just common sense. I'm not gonna open a chocolate bar that you put in a Ziploc bag. You know, it's weird. You took it out the Hershey's bar wrapper originally, and then you put it in a Ziploc. Not gonna, I'm not gonna take your word that it's a Hershey's bar. Just common sense. Or even if it is, like, I don't know, it's safe anymore. It could have been on the counter. That's weird. Just common sense. See here, there is no new comments. Yes, there's no new comments. Yeah, exactly. Who wants to open from strangers? Only if I know the specific. See, because I don't want to take any chances. I have to know the person specifically sent it from the person. I need to know that, and why? Why did you send me a bar in a Ziploc? A chocolate bar in a Ziploc, and then you go. And let's say it's from someone I legitimately know, and I go, okay, I understand. That makes sense. Not that specific scenario would happen, but something just odd. You never know what people can come up with. They could be weird. They could be the weirdest story ever. Like I can totally imagine someone wanting to send a homemade, ration or something. I don't know if I want to review that. I'm sorry. Like now, if it's in the original, if it's a homemade ration, and it's not home cooked, like everything's in a seal. That's a different story. It's just if someone's gonna send me a homemade ration, I need to know the actual person, like in person, know you. Just common sense, and be able to verify it was you. But like I said, I just need like I would like a return address, name, and for you to tell me you're sending me something. But you don't have to tell me what it is. It's fine, just as long as it's not weird. Just common sense. And of course, I am not, it's not necessary. Let's see. So let's see here. So, in kayfabe, what do you have going on? Let's see here. Okay. Let's see. So you got a gift from gift from CTA. Okay, so you got a gift from CT. That's the latest thing you have going on. Now something about history saver. Oh, okay, cool. So that's what AK Fabe's got going on here. Let's see here now. reviewing it tomorrow. Oh, okay, so you made a video saying you're going to review it? So like an unboxing or something like that, reveal. Cool. Right. Right on. Too smart for me. Everything spicy is still here? I don't think he is. Have a one mystery person and an AK fade. Hey, yeah, it worked. Interesting. I might try a dance video. Interesting. In a minute. All right. Cool. If you didn't already sign off, because it did just drop to 1. I'm gonna be getting off in just a few minutes anyway. So yeah. I'll think about it. I might just post the video today. I wasn't planning on it, but we'll see. So yeah. Cool. Hopefully, I'm just waiting in case more people come on and all that stuff. Who knows? You never know. Sometimes, like, randomly 3 people come on, so. Because, sometimes it just randomly jumps like 5 people. You never know. I'll have to go now. Alright, take care. See you, AK Fade. Alright, thank you for watching. See here, there's 0 watching now. Well, okay, there's 1 now. Okay, Jaime, you're actually the only one watching right now. That's funny. There was actually 0 for like 10 seconds. So, I was thinking about ending this because like I can't really get anyone on, but anyway, the fan mailbox is open. I think it's like if I did this an hour later, I think I would have got maybe a third more people. But anyway, yeah, the fan mailbox is open. It's in the description. Just basically common sense. If you or someone wants to send something, I'm not gonna if it's like food, it can't be unless it's from someone I specifically know, and you tell me, I'm not gonna accept something like if you have a chocolate bar and you put it in a Ziploc. I'm not gonna review it because it's weird, and like you tell me it's a Hershey's bar, and I'm like, I don't know. Common sense says it's weird. Just common sense. And I'm not if you send me something weird, like legitimately weird, like awkward to put on camera. I'm not gonna put it on camera. So I'm probably just gonna do everything. As far as fan mail goes, I'm probably just gonna do everything not live. So. Yeah. What I get? Yeah, just a fan mailbox, and it's in the description below for people wanting to send something in. A letter like, "Hey, I like your channel," or "Hey, I don't know," or if they want to send like a I don't know, like a water bottle, whatever, or shoes. I don't know. Whatever you want to send, as long as it's not like legitimately awkward, that's fine. But yeah, also I'm actually making frijoles charros right now. I showed it in the video a little earlier. So they should be ready. Well, actually, I think they're just a little too liquidy. I put a little too much liquid. It was my first time making it, and I went by the recipe, but I just with the temperature differences and all that stuff, it's hard to know exactly how much water. So it came out a little liquidy. That's about it. And also there's a couple ingredients I just didn't have, so I couldn't put in. Like I wanted to put in a pepper. I just don't have any peppers and stuff right now. But yeah, so it looks really good though. Just a little liquidy, and it'll dry out. So just need to wait a little bit. It's simmering. About to go eat as well. Yeah, I'm also making homemade tortillas tonight as well. I actually took a class, a couple classes in cooking in Guatemala. One of them was actually making tortillas. So interesting enough. Well, it wasn't the main only thing, but they were all, it was also like actually making the traditional way with the don't remember the name, but they actually had the actual thing. It's like a slanted board, and you actually make tortillas on it. It was original style, or more original style. What are you going to eat if you're still on here? Let's see. I think he's still on here. Not sure. Okay. Cool. So when you say about to go eat, I'm pretty sure you mean that you're going out to a restaurant. So yeah. Also, I got a tea plant. I actually received it today, as well as I got some like stuff for fermentation, because I'm like fermenting different type of kombucha as well, and all kinds of other stuff. Gonna be filming another tea video, a couple more tea videos. I have two ready to be like almost ready to be released, and then I have two more I'm already planned. I just haven't done. So yeah, and for vending, I don't really have anything right now. It's a lot of competition in that, and I don't feel like consistent content is gonna come out right now. I'm gonna throw something in there in the next. I'll figure out a way to get something else in there in the next few weeks. But yeah, once I actually start a vending business, then I'll be more on that. Cool. All right, so. Alright guys, again, description below, just, you can send that to that if you want to send anything, and otherwise, thank you guys for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.